What is up, you sassy salmons? It is sassy salmons. Is that what I'm going with? That's what I'm going with. This is Draft to Glory, and let's get right down to business, because if I want to make it through an entire season, my God, we have a lot that we need to accomplish. We left the last episode after a meh kind of draft. I think that's the best way to describe it. We have a lot we need to do here, including apparently signing Steven Quirk until he is 38 years old. It scares me that we're far enough into the series that Steven Quirk is 30 years old. Oh my God, maybe this was the 1 year. Hold on, let me double check. Other players that need to be signed. Okay, we should be good. I was wondering if I should do the 85% trick. I think we'll still be okay. And actually, you know what? Just to be safe, let's take a little bit off of Weeding and Jane's contract. Of course, I could do a hell of a lot more, but I think we'll be fine. Anyway, as I mentioned, the last episode, a little bit disappointing. Obviously, you know, the playoffs not going the way we expected. The draft was kind of hit or miss, and again, I need to pay attention here, actually. Making sure that we don't sign anybody that we don't need or get rid of players that we don't exactly think will make it. Kwong definitely needs to be re-signed. Person has to be re-signed. Yeah, he's low top 6, but 78 overall, 21 years old. Let me double check here. So Ross Winquist is definitely coming back. He's looking for a lot of money as well. Gagne and Naslund we kind of need. They might end up being traded, but for now it's looking like they'll make the team, so we should hold on to them. Altschuler, 73 overall at 20 years old, low top 9. But then we also have Langdon, who is Langdon's going. We're going to let go of him. Altschuler might be signed. There's a decent chance of that. We have another one in Karainen. Again, 4 overall points lower than Altschuler, so we'll let go of him too. And this is what I was talking about. The unfortunate thing is I don't believe I could sign everybody and then trade them. So it always was going to eventually happen in the series where I just have to let certain people go. As much as that sucks. Regier, high top 6. He's not going to progress. I'm actually looking at potentially letting him go. Renaud, whatever the hell your name is, you are out of here, son. Korobov needs to be signed. I gotta pay attention here, unfortunately. I was hoping to just kind of be like, fuck it, sign you, and let's move on, but I gotta play this a little bit smart. So we have those early contracts. So let's sim to the next day. We'll see who accepts, and then we'll take it from there. So, advanced day. And we shall double check. I am wearing a sweatshirt right now. I am going to regret that. Ken Janes, don't you do this to me. Don't you do this to me. You will not. I will back up the Brinks truck to your house. You are not leaving this team. You cannot do this to me. Please, I'm begging you. Oh my God, could you imagine if he refuses to re-sign? That might flat out end our ability to compete. He's 28 years old. So what can I do here? How about $8 million a season? I think I can still afford to do that. We are up to 47 contracts as well. Okay, so hold on. Let me look at just strictly UFAs. I need to figure out who's signed and who isn't. So we have Janes. Norena, 75 overall, 21 years old. That's not too bad. Yeah, see, this is the problem right now. Yalanen, whatever the hell your name is, you're gone. You have to be. I have to prioritize certain signings here. Skilly is on his way out, and that leaves us still with quite a few guys that we need to decide between. So let me double check RFAs. Is there anybody I'm all right with letting go of? Riley, 23 years old, 75 overall, low top 6. He's not going to pan out. You are out of here. Who else do we have? 24 years old, Fischaud, you're out. I don't believe you're going to progress enough. 24 years old, Regier, you are gone. If we were to re-sign everybody here, so let's see, that would keep us. So let's see, we're at 44. I keep hitting the wrong trigger. So we'd still have to figure certain things out. I believe none of these guys have been signed before. So we're still in a little bit of a tough spot. Gervais, 23 years old. Do I believe he'll progress? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'd say 23 is the last year where you can really kind of progress. I don't want to take the risk with him. So Pierre Marchand needs a deal. Volchenkov, Persson. And again, a lot of these guys might end up being traded anyway. Need to bring back Kwong and Lundstrom. So we'll double check with those guys and Ken Janes, who hopefully signs. And then we'll have to figure out of those UFAs, who do we want to bring in? We'll have to get to the preseason and trade certain people away so that we can bring in other guys who are currently unsigned. Calvin Kwong is back. Okay, good. Janes accepted. I had a feeling all I had to do was just offer him more money. But there was still a chance he might decline, which that would have been a disaster. By the way, how nice is it that I don't have to sign any veterans to cheap deals anymore to deal with the cap space? For me, at least, it saves me a lot of time. So for RFAs, we're good. UFAs, we have about 7 spots. So we need to figure out who we want here. Rankin absolutely needs to be signed. So that's our first guy. 73 overall, 20 years old, medium top, 6 potential. He has to be here. Who else do we want? Norena, 75 overall, 21 years old, but low top, 6. That is tough. Again, certain people have to go. Yip and Virtanen, just because they're 21, maybe? I'm going to let go of the AHL top 2 guy, Yip. So let's see, what does that bring us to? I'm completely blanking out here. So we sent the deal to Rankin, but it's not showing that on the right, so that's really screwing with my head. So I would say 5 to 6 guys that we could still send an offer to. So Virtanen's out because you have someone equal and someone better that are both younger. So Virtanen's gone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. We should be good. Although the last guy I will send an offer to will be Castonguay, just in case we can only get up to 49. But again, we're going to have to move people out anyway, get back certain draft picks. I hope that we can have this episode be a full season. It honestly might have to be, hey, let's go to the playoffs and we'll go through the entire run. Although, if we get eliminated early on, it would be pretty predictable. So that's the thing. Like this video, I mean, for me, it doesn't matter if it's in, an hour and a half or whatever. It's not like there's an issue upload time-wise. It's just, man, can I get people to commit to watching an hour and a half video, which, I mean, an hour and 10 minutes, I think, is the longest episode of this series so far. So maybe that's not too big of an issue. And we can actually, we can send the offer to Castonguay. If he can't accept it, we'll just have to let go of him, which is fine. He's medium 7th. I'm not all that concerned. And okay, we're good, actually. Sweet. Let's sim to free agency, even though we can't do anything in free agency. So now we'll just sim to the preseason. And hopefully I don't start getting spammed with trade offers. But we're heading into the 2032-2033 season. In none of my other series would you see me make it this far. So that is kind of the way I like this, and you guys mentioned it too when I was kind of debating whether or not to continue this series. The fact that, we have certain names that we're actually getting to, see their entire careers pan out, as opposed to something like the Detroit series, where I've talked about quite a few times. It turned into something other than what I expected it to. Like I said, I thought that series we'd see, Matt Spencer's, the majority of his career, Giovanni Smith, the Svechnikov brothers. And that series just turned into something crazy. So I'm liking that there are differences, though, between the 3 series I have going on at the moment. And I am intrigued to see how my next series, which, again, will be starting, I'd say, a week or so, maybe 2 weeks after the beginning of NHL free agency. Again, I want as up-to-date rosters as I can get. And I'm also looking at maybe changing some of the potentials in the overalls, maybe toning things down just a little bit. Part of me wants to just be insane and apply the new overall system, where if you don't know what I mean by that, check out my video about the Game Informer article. But part of me wants to have it so that 4th line guys are 76 overalls. But I don't know if I can commit right now to doing that big of a roster edit for just one series. Like, that would be a ridiculous amount of time committed. But anyway, we are here, which is great. And Peacock's up to an 82. Damn. Damn, man. And Moroza dropped to a depth player. So do I drop Moroza down to the AHL? Or man, he's 34. We took him in the first draft and he's 34. What the hell? That's the thing. Like, do I get rid of him? Or do I put him down in the AHL so Hershey's better? But if I put him down with the Bears, he'll obviously take away ice time from somebody else. By the way, I know occasionally I'll accidentally say Ontario instead of Hershey. When you have 3 series going on at the same time, sometimes you can confuse what minor league team you have at the moment. But yes, I know. We have Hershey, Grand Rapids, and Ontario. This I know. Anyway, I'm going to have to figure this out. And again, we do have certain players that are currently unsigned that could be signed. Holy shit, Junior Harvey. That's what I was hoping would happen after having him on the top line all of last season. That is crazy. That is crazy. He and Strachan can get called up. And again, it might be worth... So let's see, is Zontag the lowest? Yeah, he is. So that would be Naslin and Marchand down to the AHL. Alright. So I have to figure out what I want to do here as far as certain players getting ice time. And you could argue it might be worth getting rid of guys like Manulin, like Combs, and giving ice time to, that NHL ice time to someone like Persson, to someone like Ken Vitale, Michael Fost, and seeing what they can become. Granted, they should still develop down in Hershey, but would it be better to give them that NHL ice time to try and really jumpstart that process? So let me double check here what players we have available to us but aren't under contract. Our unsigned players. That's a much more simple term I should have used just from the start. Who do we have available to us? Goaltenders, we don't have to worry about anything. Defense, we of course have Johan Backstrom, 75 overall, 19 years old. He has to be signed. He has to be. We have Wennerberg as well. He has to be signed and has to get top line minutes in Hershey. Lalancette doesn't exactly have to be signed. Eichel, not really. And Bendahan, not really. You could argue for Pavel Kabanov. That's the thing. Do we let him get better? Or do we sign him now because he's medium top 4? All these other guys, not necessarily. Like, we could sign Lalancette because he's a 70 overall at 19 years old, and giving him ice time would be pretty beneficial. So I think Moroza has to go. Like 100% Moroza has to go. Calvin Kwong might get traded as well. Yeah, I think Kwong's going to have to be traded as well. And again, I might even move guys like Ola Eriksson, Combs, and Manulin, who have been great players and have been staples of the NHL team. Like, there's no denying at all that Ola Eriksson's a great defenseman. I mean, defensive awareness is an 82, but for what we're doing here, he's been a really good player for us. But is it worth getting that NHL time to Persson, Vitale, and allowing guys like Backstrom and Wennerberg to get that top line time in the AHL? I think that's worth the risk, because right now we're at a certain level with our NHL team. Year in, year out, we could contend, we could not. We're at least a playoff team. I think we need to take the risk for the latter half of this series, get rid of these defensemen who, yes, are decent, but aren't going to improve, and give that ice time to these players who could turn into that next level, or even better in the case of someone like Wennerberg. So, with that said, I don't think we're going to be making it through a full season in this episode. It might be a shorter episode because we have some trades to make. We have some big-time trades to make. Again, our goaltending is fine. We are set as far as that goes. We're good to go. But defense is where it is really going to change. I think Eriksson, Moroza, Combs, Manulin all need to be moved out, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the risk. And the question is, are there enough teams to be able to trade these guys to in the first place? That could really handcuff us as far as what we can accomplish and who we can get rid of. Because so far, I mean, 48 is the lowest number we've seen, and we can't even send them there. So a lot of these teams look to have full rosters, which could really screw me over. But I couldn't make those moves earlier due to, not knowing some of the progression. But we can make a deal with Detroit here. Can we get that second-round pick for Ola Eriksson? We cannot. So it's looking like we'll get a third-round pick for Ola Eriksson, which is pretty good. And I'm surprised they can actually do that deal because of the cap space. But let's do it. Ola Eriksson to Detroit for a third-round pick. I'm a bit worried about the morale, but we have to do what we have to do here to get business done. Let's see. Kavanaugh, by the way, is our fourth most valuable, tied for third with Wennerberg as far as morale goes, or not morale, trade value. So I think I'll sign him too and try to get him time in the AHL. So Combs is up next. We'll see if we can send him to the Florida Panthers. Again, I might really be screwed over here by the lack of options. We can send Combs to Florida, though. Let's try for a second because it's not that valuable. I don't think that'll go through. No, it won't. So a third-round pick for Lee Combs, which, again, isn't awful. Your name was Lee, wasn't it? Please? Lance. Well, I'm sorry, Lee. You're out of here. I didn't even take the time to learn your name. You were with us for your entire career up to this point, and I didn't even learn your name. How does that make you feel? All right, Manulin. See if we can find a landing destination for him. It might even be Florida. We might be able to send him to Florida. Let's find out. No, we cannot. LA, potentially Minnesota. Minnesota's our next hope here. Can he go to the Wild? Yes, he can. How about a nice, shiny third-round pick for Manulin? Damn. All right, let's try to trade someone else. Actually, you know what? I did look at Manulin's value when we selected him. I think we're pretty much handcuffed into getting a fourth for him. Yeah, he's not worth a third-round pick. So we'll take it. We will take that fourth-round pick for Manulin. Again, it's straight 1-for-1. If I started stacking players to get better picks, it'd be a bit cheap, or we'd end up with a ton of picks. It's always going to be straight 1-for-1. So obviously, we are losing on these deals, but we at least recoup something. You know, the vicious cycle is there, where we are getting a ton of prospects now, but you look at the values, unless some miracle happens, we're never going to get more than a second-round pick. So, let's see, then who else? It was Moroza. He was the last one. Man, this team, who knows? Legitimately, I say that all the time. Who knows what this team is going to be? We really could take a big step back this year, or if certain players progress more than expected, it could be a very magical season for us. We will have to wait to find out. Again, I don't know if we'll find out in this video. Depends on how long these trades take. We are approaching the 20-minute mark of this episode. And right now we are somewhat screwed over. Our defense is going to look good, but forward-wise, we are screwed. We are pretty much locked into what we have already. Now, we can get a deal done with Vancouver. We will try for the third. That won't go through, though. No, okay. So we'll try the fourth-round pick. That'll definitely go through. No! Wow, only a fifth-round pick for Moroza. Well, we have no choice. Vancouver's the only place we can send him, but there you go. Done deal. Alexei Moroza is gone, and that's it. Those are the only trades that we can make. Every other team, shockingly, is full for contract number, which is a rarity, at least from what I've seen throughout the series that I've done. So, the NHL right now is set. We have our 6, although I could sign somebody and send down Michael Fost. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're pretty much good. All these guys deserve their ice time, aside from, say, like Larry Tutu. This is kind of the last year he can really prove himself. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Again, forwards were pretty much locked in. Let's take a look, though, at our contracts again. Obviously, we freed up some spots, and we'll just have to prioritize who we sign here and who we get into the lineup. So, yeah, I guess we will be simming a bit into this season, if not the entire thing. Just, just for that the unfortunate circumstances here of not being able to get rid of everybody. So Rycroft, Paré, we won't sign. Kabanov. Do I leave Kabanov unsigned just because I'm really not going to be able to guarantee getting him that ice time, especially if I have to go best lines to make this episode go by a bit more quickly? I will sign Wennerberg. That brings us up to 47. And then from there, nobody else is really a necessity. Overall-wise, you have Backstrom. We'll look to bring him in. We'll sign Naslund. We'll just sign the highest overall guys. And we'll look to bring in Stafford as well. So everybody else, unfortunately, is going to have to wait. And then once we get to the draft, that is where I'm going to really have to try and start offloading some of these contracts. I could have done it, arguably, at free agency, getting rid of certain guys who I, could at least assume I wouldn't be using. So I could have done it that way. But overall, it's not too big of a negative. Yes, there are certain players that unfortunately won't be getting the time. And actually, we are in a little bit of cap trouble here, apparently. Oh, shit. You know what, man? I have completely botched this episode. Yeah, we are going to be in a little bit of cap trouble. All right, well, how am I going to handle this? So, who's the oldest out of these 379 overall guys? They're all 23. So it really doesn't matter. Who's the best one of the bunch? Let's go with Volchenkov. We'll call him up. Well, actually, hold on. Forwards. Nope, not centers. Forwards. Who's the most expensive? Marchand is. So we'll call him up. And then defense, we are pretty much screwed. Now, I planned on trading Kwong. Can I do that? No, I can't. Well, not trade him, but can I call him up? Damn, this is a rough spot. And it's completely my fault because I wasn't really paying attention. So, Castonguay, we'll call up him as well. So, for the moment, that's our 6. Yeah, we are in a bit of a rough spot. It's completely my fault. Part of me wants to restart this episode because I could easily get myself out of this situation. But you know what? It's alright. It is what it is. We will recover. Now, Strachan needs to be called up. Or not called up, but we need to figure out the lines here that we want to do. So we do have Junior Harvey. Let's swap him and Winquist. We'll have Lalonde, Chorney, and Bryce Strachan. And that's good. Alright, so that'll be the lineup. It does suck to have Waywick on the 4th line. And actually, he is good enough to be a 3rd line guy. Do I want to send down Chorney? So Lalonde's a 3rd line guy. You know, we'll see if Waywick complains about it. And then defense, it is looking a bit different. Let's bump up Ken Vitale instead of Person. We'll see what happens, man. This could be a huge step back for this team. So let me see. Defense, we have Backstrom, Lundstrom, Wennerberg, Bancroft, Tutu, and Saprikin. Who is scratched on defense? Nobody. Forward-wise, we need to at least get Rankin into the lineup. The rest are medium top 9. So let's at least get Rankin into the lineup. That'll be for Prokop, lowest overall guy. Actually, Naslund is a 74 as well. Let me double check. Naslund's 19. Low top 9, Alt Schuler. We could get rid of him as well. And we will. Or not get rid of him, but again, scratch him. Man, I don't know if I've ever wanted to restart an episode more than I do right now. Because I sat here and I'm like, okay, I gotta focus. I gotta make sure I don't screw this up. I screwed it up. I flat out did. That's the thing that I never would have expected, that these computers would have, that not 90% of these teams or whatever would have the max contract number. That typically doesn't happen. Normally you'll see a lot of teams with like 36 contracts because they don't have the proper roster management. So that's a bit of a pain in the ass, but you know what? We will march forward. And again, I'll be a little bit more aggressive on draft day and the start of free agency next season in terms of getting rid of the players that we don't need. And then that way we can actually get the proper amount of ice time to the guys that need that ice time to progress. All right, so as the Sims swig of Arnold Palmer. Still not sponsored. It'll happen one day. And you know why I'm comfortable in saying that? Because I'm in the EA Content Creator Program. I have an association with EA. So, anything's possible, damn it. Especially with some of the videos I've made in the past, anything's possible. If I can end up in essentially a sponsorship deal with EA, then I can get sponsored by a company that makes delicious products. Do I want to scout out goaltenders? Not really. I don't think it's necessary. All right, forwards in the SHL for 2 weeks. My God, I'm sorry, but this is just delicious. And also, as you may have seen on Twitter, if you were up late yesterday, just got back from taking my dog for a walk. And allow me to say that I am not the right owner for my dog. She is a Jack Russell Whippet mix, as I've talked about. There was an old episode of a franchise mode series where I, showed her off in a video. Not showed her off like, hey, look at my dog. But, it's just like, hey, here's my dog. Watch her beg for a treat. That's the thing. Like, she's a smaller dog because I can't have bigger dogs where I live, unfortunately. Like, I'd love a golden retriever, basically. But, I love my dog. But I'm not the right owner for her. I don't mind going for walks. I take her for a walk every night. Problem is, she needs an Olympian as an owner. Because I took her for a walk. I'm like, okay, I had the route all planned out. I'm like, okay, this will be quick and easy. It'll be an hour, as I typically try to have the walks be. I'll be back home. I can get my recording done. And as I mentioned in the video with Nico Hischer thumbnail there from yesterday, my schedule's been slipping, so I want to get things back under control. I'll take her for an hour walk. I'll make a ton of videos, get those done, stream on Twitch, hopefully, which might be happening today. It might be, again, another test stream. We'll see. Although, before recording this, I'm like, man, it's late, but I really want to stream, which I'm already, antsy to get going with that because I've been waiting for so long. I'm still trying to, figure out settings-wise what's going to work for me in my current PC. As I've mentioned, my PC isn't the best, but I can't commit to upgrading this PC until I know that YouTube is actually a viable option for me. Like, I would upgrade this PC and basically be like, okay, this is my full-time job. I'd upgrade this PC and be able to go to like 1080p quality or maybe even higher down the road if I knew like, okay, this is going to be my full-time job. Point being, the reason for bringing up my dog was that the walk ended up being like an hour and a half, 45 minutes or something like that. Like, I get tired before she does, right? Like, and I've said it before, and people have been like, oh, face cam or whatever, which will happen eventually, and kind of has to happen for quality, Twitch streams and stuff like that. I am 6'4", about 250 pounds or so. Like, I'm a big dude, right? But, man, like, it's like, oh, it's just going on a walk. It's not like I'm fucking sitting here dying, keeling over. But, man, that dog should... I really should bring her to, like, a dog racing track. She would win me so much money. It's ridiculous. Like, we got to this intersection where I'm like, okay, we're gonna go back home. And she's wanting, after an hour and a half, to be like, no, I want to go right all the way. And she didn't talk to me. But, she's starting to be like, oh, no, let's go down this side street and make this, walk 45 minutes longer. It's like, my God, I got shit to do. I got videos to record, man, so that I can buy you all the treats. All of them. That's what I'm doing this for. When you watch my videos, and I get money from Google AdSense, which, by the way, isn't a lot. But when I get money, a good portion goes to the Emmy Dog Treats Foundation. So just know that when you watch my content without ad block, that you are directly affecting how many treats my dog gets. So there you go. There's that. I do want to mention, by the way, and hopefully you see this video. I believe your username is Sawyer Von Jess. I contacted you on YouTube because there was a redraw for the last giveaway, the PK Subban. The new winner has already been claimed. He's already got his stuff, which is awesome. But there was a redraw for the Kevin Shattenkirk and the 100K. Sawyer Von Jess, you won that. Go back to that video, the Playoff Performer, re-release pack opening video. Find your comment, and I replied to you on there. Now, for the record, that is, if you're one of the people who missed out on that, you didn't know to go check, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. I mean, it should have given you a notification that, hey, Tuki24 responded to you. As I've mentioned, my giveaways moving forward will be done exclusively through Twitter. It's easier that way, and that way no one can try to scam it and pose as anybody else to try and win something, which happened. Thankfully, I was able to catch that, and the scumbag who tried to do that, which, hey, if you still watch my videos, thank you, but that's a scumbag move. Somebody tried to do that. It ruins it for everybody. So, for the record, there will be giveaways still. Not only will I bring it up on YouTube, I'll probably bring it up on Twitch, which, I haven't talked about. I'll get to that in a second. But just know, one Sawyer Von Jess, that you won. So congratulations. Hopefully you claim your prize. Otherwise, there will be another redraw on that, and we'll have to find another winner. Now, I think I pretty much covered everything. I covered the fact that my dog could be an Olympian. If they had a dog Olympics, oh my God, I should sign her up for the Puppy Bowl. She'd be the ringer. That is total. I need to find a way to make that happen. I want to get. She's not a puppy anymore. She just turned 4. It's actually, I swear to God, as I'm recording this, it just turned to June 26th, or is it June 27th? If it's Tuesday, my dog just turned 4, because I got the exact date of her birthday. So yeah, I can't remember my own home phone number, but I know it's my dog's 4th birthday. So, wish my dog a happy birthday, which reminds me, I have to wake up now in the morning, and I'm going to make her a cake out of, like an ice cream cake out of dog treats. It's going to be fucking sick. I'll post a picture of it up on Twitter if I actually get around to doing that. So keep that in mind. I think I covered everything. I think that was it. I know I wanted to mention that. I know I wanted to mention my dog, the fact that one Sawyer Von Jess, again, if you haven't heard me, because it does suck to have people, win and then not claim their stuff. I think that was it. I talked about the frequency of my uploads, my dog. I don't remember what the hell I talked about before then. Aside from, mentioning the team. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but that's okay. Anyway, I've mentioned Twitch a couple of times. As previously mentioned on Twitter, which, again, follow me if you haven't already at Tuki24, because what's the matter with you? You should have done that months ago. By the way, Pittsburgh, I just realized, are trying to trade for a player. I should probably pay the hell attention and make this work. They're offering a 3rd for Lalancette. I'm not going to take that. I just realized, though, it's because Lalancette is unsigned, isn't he? Or Lalancette. However the hell you pronounce him in his Frenchness. Hold on. It's because he's unsigned, right? That's why they're offering? Yeah. Okay, so never mind. I was right. Let's keep the show moving. I have mentioned Twitch, and that is because with the internet upgrade, Twitch should be possible, and I am beyond fucking excited. So like I said, I'll be able to do pack opening stuff there, some giveaway stuff. Basically, I'm hoping to have at least one big giveaway video on YouTube, and again, you'd enter on Twitter, and then do some giveaway stuff too through Twitch. Now, the thing about Twitch is, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out. It's not rocket science, but still, I'm trying to figure out how to make all the settings work to have it at least be, quality stuff. I'm not going to be, the quality of my streams aren't going to be like Castro from FIFA quality immediately, But I am trying to figure that out. And I'm just excited for it. Now, I might not always do NHL stuff. You know, the test stream I did the other night, for the few of you that were there, I appreciate that, trust me. For the few of you that were there, you know I was playing FIFA at the time. It might be NHL, it might be FIFA, it might be Battlefield, it might be Titanfall, it might be anything else I want to play. One of the things I haven't mentioned yet is I have mentioned, like, my next series I plan on, because right now I have 3 franchise mode series, right? I have 3 franchise mode series, so the plan heading into my last series would be to have 1 franchise mode series, finish up Bork's Battalion if that's not already done, maybe continue Matthews vs. Line at that point, but also start playing some other games, because I do have a back catalog of games that I'd love to play through. I just can't ever really find the time to do so. So I was thinking of, you know, having, you know, non-NHL videos. I mean, it could even be FIFA stuff, but having non-NHL videos, like just normal games, the campaigns, stuff like that, playing through that up until NHL 18. And now I could also do that on Twitch as well. So that's one of the things. For Twitch, I don't know what it's going to be. You know, one night it might be, hey, I'm going to play some Hut. Let's do this. Other times it might be, hey, let's do a pack opening. Maybe play some games with you guys. Admittingly, like I said, I have been pretty damn transparent about this. The thought of playing NHL 17 with subscribers, right? I definitely want to do that, but that's also one of the ideas. Okay. I've talked about Patreon before, right? I've talked about Patreon before and how the second you start talking about the concept of making money, you can get backlash from a certain part of your audience, which is so fucking weird, because you would think if someone enjoys watching your videos that, oh, if he's making money from this, then, oh, that's even better. That's fucking cool. Some people just fucking turn. But the idea of Patreon's been kicked around, and one of the things I thought of doing would be to have an exclusive franchise mode sim that would have a lot of involvement with, you know, whatever patrons sign up for that. Another thought was to have a club of, like, oh, okay, you know, here's, you know, people that subscribe to me or, you know, donate to me through Patreon. I'll play club games with you guys and stuff like that. But I feel like that might be a little bit scummy, I guess, because, you know, in a way it's like, oh, what, we have to pay to play the game with you? It's just, you always got to think about things, you know, both sides of the coin. The point is, I think as you can tell, I got a lot of different thoughts. I got a lot of different thoughts and ideas that I'm kicking around. You know, fuck, do I really want to... Alright, whatever. I'll send down Crawford and hopefully we don't lose Quirk. That's, to injury, I mean. But, point being, Twitch-wise, I got a lot of different ideas. On my main channel here, NHL-wise, I have a lot of different ideas. The thought of Patreon is still there. And that's the thing. I knew Quirk would get hurt again, but I didn't want to send anybody else down. Because I don't really think I can afford to send anybody else down because of the cap crunch we're in. The point being with, like I said, with Patreon is it's just, it would be nice, admittedly. You know, it would be nice, because like I said, the closer I can get to, oh shit, you know, being on YouTube, being on Twitch might make, you know, I might be able to actually do this and have it make sense. You know, I'd be able to get certain PC upgrades. Like I said, I finally gotten this internet upgrade, which is fucking lovely. Let me tell you, the last video I uploaded, right, with the, talking about the trades and the draft, the Nico Hischier thumbnail and everything, that video before, because it was so gameplay heavy, or something like Bork's Battalion, that's so gameplay heavy, that would have taken me normally at least 2 hours to upload. At least. Now, it took me 15 minutes. And if I get the better internet package, it would have taken me like 7.5. So, I don't know. It's so tough. It is so tough. And I feel so fucking uncomfortable right now, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I segue out of this? Because I feel like I'm just sitting here spinning my tires, like, just stop talking about about any possible way that you could make money from this, because people are gonna hate you. But I don't know, man. It's just, it is one of those things. But I don't know. What else can I say that I haven't already said. So I guess in conclusion, because very quickly here, my focus is going to have to change to the fact that we're going to make the playoffs. We have 44 wins. Right now, a lot of different ideas for YouTube, a lot of different ideas for Twitch. You might see me make an announcement about Patreon coming up. And again, that's the type of thing where if I do that, you know, I'm not going to be like, oh, donate $25 a month. Like, no, it's just, if somebody wants to kick back a couple of bucks, then cool. It's no different than a Twitch donation, really. And on Twitch, you know, I've talked about like, hey, let's do a franchise mode sim. On, you know, if I were to start up a Patreon, like I said, that would be an exclusive series to those on Patreon as a thank you. Among other things, you know, maybe exclusive giveaways for those on Patreon, stuff like that. You guys get the point. I think you guys get the point. I'm not thinking like long term here, but I do want this channel to continue to grow. Admittingly, as far as like the number of subscribers I've gained per day, some day it's, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, other day it's 14, 20. I do want the channel growth to continue, especially as we go into NHL, you know, into NHL 18. Make no mistake, I fucking want this. I want to be able to just do this and to have this actually be something. I don't want to be like, oh, I want this to be my job. But, you know, anybody that makes videos, that's like, they'd be fucking lying to you if they said, no, I don't want this to be my job. No, I just do it for the fun. I do make the videos for the fun. Make no mistake, the most expensive thing I have bought from my YouTube money over 2 years is a new DVD case. That's it. Because I didn't have anything before. I bought a display case, and it wasn't that expensive. I mean, aside from like, oh, I think I bought NHL 17 with money I made off of YouTube. But yeah, feel free to ask any of your favorite YouTubers how much money they made, or don't, because it's kind of weird. But needless to say, if anybody thinks that, oh, that's bullshit. Why would you make a Patreon and ask for money? You're probably rolling in it with 5K subscribers. No, I'm really not. If I wasn't doing this for the love of just making videos, the editing process and all of that, I would be the biggest moron on the face of the earth, and also homeless. Also homeless. So there's that. Anyway, I can finally segue out of that because, damn it, it's playoff time. And again, I'm just going to go best lines with both teams to make sure that the best players are in. Let's take a look at the stats from the last year. And despite being, 40 minutes or so into this video, let's go. It is playoff time. We have home ice advantage on the Rangers in round 1. Let's fucking do this, huh? Let's stop talking about my channel as if it's a business and just fucking have fun playing a video game, shall we? Which, by the way, some people I know would be like, oh, you're having fun playing a video game? That's news. That's breaking news. But nah, whatever. One more swig of Arnold Palmer so I can make it through the rest of this video. Delicious and beautiful silence. Stephen Quirk had a couple of injury trouble. A couple of instances of injury trouble. But he played 66 games, 40, 21, and 4 with a .918 save percentage. Our backup, Earl Shen, played 18 games. He was 8, 7, and 1 with a .924. And Harold Crawford, a .971 in his one appearance. Defensively, Ken James, thank God you stayed. 58 points in 82 games, 45 for Wheating, 33 for the rookie Ken Vitale, not too bad, per Psalm with 10. Peacock with 10, Fost with 6 points, he was at least a plus player. And Calvin Kwong played 3 games, he was a -3, so go figure. Forwards, Andrei Svechnikov, 86 points in 82 games for the 33-year-old. That's so damn weird. Nolan Patrick's now 34 years old. Yikes. But he is still a point producer. 80 points in 82 games. 70 for Hadobin. 55 for Junior Harvey. 47 for Yell. And you can see the rest. Let's take a look league-wide before we get a look at the New York Rangers and start this sim. And Svechnikov led the league in points, beat Lodnia and Patrick Laine by 1 point each. Damn. Kip Alcock, though, for the Rangers. We get to play him in the first round. Fun. Nolan Patrick, though, was also up there. Hey, Nico Hischier. 91 overall. Goal scoring, Alcock actually beat Svechnikov, as did Jordan Greenway. Any crazy assists? Owen Tippett. Owen Tippett. Only an 85 in this series. Wow. He's a beast for us in rebuilding Hockeytown. Maybe he's starting to decline just a little bit. Austin Matthews is 35 years old. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. But anyway, again, we're closing out on the 45-minute mark. Let's start the playoff, shall we? Round 1 against the Rangers. Let's take a look at their lineup. Another delicious swig of Arnold Palmer. Let's take a look here. I don't know how I feel about this video. At one point I wanted to restart it because of the roster management. Now I want to restart it just because of how much I talked about stuff. So I don't know, man. Anyway, here we go. The Rangers, 35-year-old Alex Nylander, 87 overall, with Marvin Wisniewski. All right, and Kip Alcock. Going to be fun to deal with him. Second line, Mario Bluen, Jeffrey Ali, and Hesi Puljujärvi. Third line, Nikolai Korolev, Nathan Bastian, and Marty Skewen. Fourth line, Gordon Yoshida. Right. Kyle Pete and Edwin Ballard. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent team for sure. I mean, they'd have some dangerous players in that top 6. On defense, one interesting name there at least, but you have Tommy Reich with Logan Stanley. Second pairing, Mikhail Zubov with Ricard Jokinen. Third pairing, Darren Peterson with 79 overall, Doug Pietrangelo. Do they have an injury? Or is he flat out in their lineup? And he's flat out in their lineup over someone like Mark Jonas, who was actually better, as is Par Nilstorp. Wasn't he ours, or did I must just be recognizing his name from the draft. Magnus Ahonen also scratched. Goaltending, we have an advantage. 37-year-old, 81 overall Eric Comrie, the backup Joran van Pottelberg. We have the advantage in goaltending, but will that be enough to get us across the finish line here? We will have to hope so. Let's do this. Without a doubt, the latest into an episode. We're beginning a postseason run. At least I feel like it. But here we go. I actually didn't check the league standings. That's my fault. I just completely forgot to do that. We'll do it. We'll double check that at the end. But here we go. First period of game 1, and that's not a bad start. Chorney and Harvey with the opening 2 goals. Alcock gets a goal back. We're up 2-1. Second period, it is Ken Janes. Again, thank you for staying. We have them doubled up in shots, 32-16. And we begin the sim on the third period. We have a power play that we cannot do anything with. We have another one. It's now a 5-on-3. Boy, our power play sucks. My God, how long was that power play? And then in the end, Bryce Strachan gets a goal anyway. So there you go. I'm just going to hit B to finish the game. It finishes with a 4-1 score. Not too shabby. Stephen Quirk, your first star with 24 saves. Junior Harvey and Ken Janes were up there as well. A good start to the postseason. It does say Ralph Wojcicki was injured. We're going to leave him in. By the way, the Hershey Bears, despite losing some solid defensemen, have had one hell of a year. 91 points. They are in the postseason as well. But really quickly, I do wonder, did we win the President's Trophy? 49 wins. No, wow, we didn't even win the Div title. Yeah, we didn't even win the Div title. 7 points back of the Islanders. We finished 5th in the NHL. Edmonton and Toronto, 113 points each. Okay, then. But goals for per game, we had the second highest offensive, or yeah, the second highest rated offense, I guess. Goals for per game, tied with Dallas for second. Goals against per game, we were the 5th lowest, had the 5th lowest number, which is pretty sweet. Our power play, 20%, top half of the league. Our penalty kill was 83%, which again, top half of the league. So we had a very strong season. Our special teams are good. I didn't take a look, though. That's what happens when I forget to do things. I just get tunnel vision on making sure I go and look. I should have double-checked at the end of that game what happened with all of those penalties. I mean, we didn't take advantage of it, so I guess it's irrelevant. But it would have been nice to know why we had about 18 minutes of consecutive power play time. Game 2, though. Let's keep this going. First period, And my God. All right. I said we had the advantage goaltending-wise. So far, that has been the case. Puljujärvi scored 40 seconds in, and then we just took over. Harvey, Svechnikov, Vitali, and then Andre does it again. He's been a beast of a postseason performer throughout this series, and he has himself quite a first period there. That second goal, you can see it highlighted with the yellow right now. That's a terrible angle. But we're up 4-1 at the end of the opening 20. Second period, and this game might not be over. Puljujärvi again, and Alcock. All right, well, I'm a lot less confident than I thought I'd be right about now. Third period begins. We're only up by a goal. Now we're tied. Alcock again. Holy shit, he and Puljujärvi single-handedly keeping the Rangers in this. They have a power play that they can't do anything with. We had one of our own. We're trading power plays. Nobody can score, but the next goal will win it. And we're going to have to wait until overtime to see that happen. Let's go. OT, will it be a 2-0 series lead, or will the Rangers take a game on the road early in this series? If they score, you'd have to imagine it would be Alcock or Puljujärvi. Unfortunately for them, it is Zontag. He has been tremendous for us throughout this series, and he strikes with the OT winner. Andre Svechnikov, your first star. Puljujärvi put up a hell of a fight. But in the end, it is a 5-4 victory in Game 2. We avoid disaster. We blew a 4-1 lead. So that's what it feels like, huh, Toronto? Yeah, not quite. You know the worst part about that is any Toronto fan can be like, yeah, but you went on to lose in 17 seconds, which, checkmate. You got me there. Absolutely. Anyway, this series shifts to New York. It is Game 3. Let's go. First period is scoreless. Second period is not. It is Zontag and Svechnikov. We're up 2-1. Only held to 14 shots, which is surprising, considering at this stage in a previous game we had 32. But we're up 2-0. Let's go. Third period. Will we walk away from Game 3 still undefeated and with a commanding lead in this series? We kill off that power play for the Rangers. We are halfway through the third period. Another power play opportunity for the Rangers that they eventually capitalize on. Pun intended. Oh, thank God. Rudiel. I thought that was a second goal. Puljujärvi finally gets one. Rudiel gets it right back a minute and 3 seconds later. And then Chorny with the empty netter. It is a 4-1 victory, despite being outshot 35-24 as a result. Steven Quirk, your first star. Great performance from Janes and Svechnikov as well. But the Caps have a 3-0 series lead. As you get a look here, it was a roughing penalty on Gagne, tripping minor on Wojcicka, and a double minor, high-sticking double minor on Fost. But we were able to overcome it. Now, we've had 3-0 series leads in the past, right? I mean, you'd like to think it's over with, considering we've scored 13 goals in 3 games. You would like to think it's over with, but there is no guarantee, unfortunately. So let's just hope, for my sake, that we're good to go. Now, the Hershey Bears are in the playoffs, and go figure, they're playing the Hartford Wolfpack again, but also playing the Wolfpack at the same time that we are playing the Rangers. They did lose their first game by the score of 3-1, but we will try to avenge them. It is Game 4. Let's again jump right into it. Will the series end right here and right now? First period is a good one for the Rangers. Alcock and Bluen. Right. Oh my God, another center ice goal. What the fuck? Second period, and we get one back. It's Ken Janes. 2-1 lead for the Rangers. As we head into the third period, we have an early power play that we can't do a damn thing with. And somehow we went from a power play to being on a 4-on-3 penalty kill. How does that work? Halfway through the third, can the Rangers hold on to keep their playoff hopes alive? Power play for the Caps. I think that's it. Couldn't do anything. And indeed, Eric Comrie stands on his head, 33 out of 34. He is your first star, and the Rangers aren't done yet. That's a shame. That is a shame. We'll see what happens in Game 2 between Hershey and Hartford. And the Bears are in a bad way, unfortunately. It's nice to see them make the playoffs, but they've never had that deep playoff run, or at least not one that I remember. But then again, there's been a lot of seasons I could have easily forgotten by now. So, Game 5. I was going to say second period. It's Game 5. First period is scoreless. Now it's the second period, and that's good. That's real good. Wheating and Fast. We are up 2-0 as we head into the third period. This happened very quickly, and so did that goal, and so did that goal. All right, well, okay, well, series is over. We got this in the bag, don't we? Alcock, don't you even start. You sit down, you make your plans to visit whatever golf course you want. That's where you're going, one way or another. 18 holes. Alcock. Yeah. Put 2 and 2 together. No, yeah. 5-1 victory in Game 5. The Caps are moving on. We are returning to the second round of the postseason. What a performance for Stephen Quirk. Again, the first star of the game. And here we go. Round 2. Now, will Hershey's season end here in 3 games? Will they be swept by Hartford? Yeah, they will be. And technically, they lost 4 straight to Hartford. They lost to them in the last game of the season. They just had no answer for the Wolfpack. So an early exit from the playoffs for Hershey. Pretty damn disappointing. But the main team is in. And turns out, well, the trip to New York, we better get used to it. Well, yeah, Manhattan, Brooklyn. Close enough, really. I mean, then again, with traffic, not really. I'm not going to claim, I've only been to New York City once, and I don't want to go back. To those that live there, to those that grew up there, more fucking power to you. Good Lord. Anyway, I see no reason to make any lineup changes. The Islanders went to 7 games in the first round. I don't really care to look for stats, although I guess we do have to look at their lineup, don't we? And again, they have home ice advantage on us. Better offense, we have the slightly better defense, and the slightly better goaltending, at least on paper. But let's see what we are up against here in round 2. Let's take a look. Couldn't fight off that burp. I tried. It just didn't happen. Anyway, their top line, again, they went to 7 games. Maxime Comtois with Ryan Paling. He was selected by Montreal, though, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was. And Kari Piorala, I don't really care. Second line, Vyacheslav Arkhipov. Funny how I don't struggle to pronounce that name whatsoever. With Casey Middlestott and Shannon Hale. His name is Shannon, like Shannon Sharp. Third line, Sebastian Aho is with Benoit Giroux and Sergei Ovechkin, the love child of Alex and Mr. Sergei Fedorov. Fourth line, I believe we're currently on, Rod Keatley with Gilbert Corbett, and Isaac Ratcliffe, another recently drafted player. On defense, we have Noah Hannafin with Danny Ritchie. Second line, Urho Vakanainen, the Bruin himself. Urho Vakanainen. My God, I just need to go down to Boston. I haven't been down to Boston in too long, unfortunately. I need to go down there. Even if I'm sitting up in the up in the 300s, the upper deck, just to hear people yell his name, it's gonna be the best. Oh, it's gonna be the best. And go figure, he's on the second pairing with Timothy Liljegren, 17 and 18 in the 2017 draft. The third line, Ivy Pan. That is the best name I have ever seen in this game. Ivy Pan with Franklin Byers. All right, goaltender. Oh, fuck, I forgot they had him. I mean, we played the Islanders plenty of times, but Tommy Niinimaa, 929 save percentage. Eamon McAdam is still the backup at 38 years old. Scratched players, Norm Bolesky and Jacques Duret. I don't know. I don't care. All right. I believe we have defeated Niinimaa in the past. We have definitely lost to Niinimaa in the past. But it's a new year, damn it. It's a new team. It's a new dawn. It's a new life for me. I hope. First period of game 1, and there we go. We get the opening goal. Rudy Yell. That's a good start. We held them to 1 shot. I have never seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen my team, or a team, hold someone else to 0 or even 1 shot. That is crazy. And we're up 1-0. Second period, all right, that's not bad. Wow, they got 13 shots that period. But Andrei Svechnikov with 2 goals. Ryan Poehling gets 1 back. But we have the 3-1 lead. Getting to Niinimaa early. We'll see if we can keep that up, though. He certainly has the ability to take over games. We're up 3-1 here in the third. Power play for the Islanders. It's a fucking long one, too. My God, but we're able to kill that off. 5 minutes to go. Don't doubt Steven Quirk. This game is over. The Caps step into Brooklyn, although who knows where the Islanders will really be in 2033. But the Islanders definitely stepped into Brooklyn. I mean, that's where they play. The Caps stepped into Brooklyn, and they walk out, at least for tonight, with 1 victory in this series. We'll jump right into game 2. Again, Hershey's out. We don't have anything else to worry about other than this series. No need to make any lineup changes. We're good to go. First period of game 2 is scoreless. Second period is not. Gagne gets the opening goal, but unfortunately for us, Arkhipov scored 29 seconds later, and then Ryan Poehling, I believe it's Poehling, gets the next goal. 2-1 lead for the Islanders. Third period, let's go. Save me from myself, from stumbling over everything. Nolan Patrick, our captain, our savior of this franchise, has tied this game up. We weren't able to score on the follow-up power play. I am sweating to death in this sweatshirt. Oh my God, I suppose that's what it's called. It's irony. Holy shit, what is going on? All right, whatever. Let's just see what happens. I'm afraid to say anything. Okay, so Nolan Patrick gets 2 goals. Chorney also gets a goal. Comtois made it a 4-3 game. That's a 4-3 victory. We're up 2-0 in this series over the New York Islanders. Home ice advantage? What home ice advantage? You ain't got shit. Nolan Patrick, 2-goal game, first star of the game, and we're up 2-0 in this series. 7 goals in 2 games against Tommy Niinimaa. Didn't see that coming. We will keep the lineup the same for game 3. Let's fucking go. We're on home ice. Let's do this. Just curb stomp them out of the playoffs. First period, not what I wanted. Benoit Garou with the opening goal. Second period, also not what I wanted. We're down 1-0, heading in to the third. We're at least over the hour mark in this video. Is my voice starting to give out? Maybe a little bit, but damn it, we will power through. Gagne, I don't remember your first name. It's not Junior. I was going to say Junior. It's Jerome. I remember that. I was going to call you Junior. I didn't, kind of. I kind of did. We're tied. A minute to go, and we are going to overtime for the first time in this series. Dead even in shots. Who will win it? Place your bets. Don't blank. It might end quickly. Overtime in game 3. Well, it says 57 seconds on the left, but the scoreboard clock says 58 seconds. Is it 57 seconds or 58? Make up your mind, but one way or another, that is disappointing. We are through 3 games, and not one team has managed to win on home ice. The Islanders strike back with the 2-1 victory, and that is also the score in this series. Now we'll scout out the WHL defense for 2 weeks. Let's go, game 4. Not making any changes. We're good to go. We've only lost twice in the postseason thus far. I have faith in this team. First period, that's why. Yuri Khudobin and Nolan Patrick, the top line, delivering early on in this game. Not too shabby. Second period, all right, well, Poehling and Piorala tied the game, but Andrei Svechnikov, he's the man in the postseason, restores that lead. 3-2. Heading into the third period, early power play. I'd love a goal here, and which is why I'm not going to get it. All right, I'm a little bit nervous now. A little bit nervous. 3-2 lead, halfway through the third period. Can we hold on? 5 minutes to go. Please get some insurance. We're going to need it. I know it, or maybe not. Don't doubt Steven Quirk. Didn't I learn that already? 3-2 victory in Game 4 and a 3-1 series lead. Your first star, who else? Although, what a performance from that top line. And we are 1 win away from returning to the Eastern Conference Final. Let's fucking go. Here we go. End this series right now. We're back in Brooklyn. Fucking end it. First period. Not what I wanted, but not the worst considering we were outshot 16-9. Second period. That's what I wanted. Lalonde. We have the 1-0 lead as we begin the third period. Can Steven Quirk shut the door? All right, we're tied here in the third period. Next goal could either end this series or extend this series. Ken James, oh my God, please let him get the game winner after it was looking like he might not resign earlier in the episode. Will he get the game winner, the series clincher? Yes, he will. Stretching the empty netter. 3-1 final. Say goodbye to the Islanders. Say goodbye to Tommy Niedema. I'm not afraid of you anymore, bitch. I'm not afraid. The Caps are going back to the Eastern Conference Final. Suck it. Yeah. Oh, fuck, though. We had to play Florida, who managed to sweep Carolina. Edmonton also swept Anaheim. So we have to wait for the result of Chicago and Calgary. But what I wanted to take a look at is where the Islanders finished in the standings. They beat us, right? Yeah, they had 110 points. They were the one team that beat us. They finished in third place. 52 wins in the regular season. And they just got bitch slapped. Just slapped around. You're done. You're gone. Enjoy the golf course. We have a date with Lord Stanley. It's gonna happen. We're halfway there. And damn it, all we have to do now is get by the Florida Panthers. Let's see if we are good enough to do just that. They have only lost one game. Good God. I can't wait to see this team. I cannot wait to see what we are up against. 92, 92, and 96 for ratings. Again, I don't understand how that's factored in. Hopefully it's much more simple next year. Let's take a look at what we're up against. Interesting. Really interesting. So again, we know that they've played 9 games. Top line, 84 overall, Milan Salak. 4 points this postseason. Their top line center is Nathan Schnarr. All right. And then the guy we're going to have to worry about. Oh my God. Holy shit. Really? Huh. 92 overall, Teemu Miettinen, 24 years old, low top 6 potential, drafted in the 4th round in 2028. So about 5 years ago, this guy was taken in the 4th round, 110th overall, and he has turned into a first-line forward. Wow. Well, I guess there it is. There it is. You know what? I wanted this series to prove to me that someone with low top 6 potential, even taken in the 4th round, isn't just a complete throwaway of a pick. Here you go. Here's your proof. In the 4th round, you can find absolute studs, and even with low top 6 potential, Teemu Miettinen is that guy. Holy shit. The second line starts off with Kyle Connor, Cesar Gagne, former pick of Minnesota, and Dave Foster, who's having a pretty good postseason. First line forward on the second line, by the way, despite being an 88. Third line, Mackenzie Entwistle. Starting to lose my voice, man. This video's going long. With Wes Blanchard and Austin Haynes, as you get a look at attributes and stats. Next line, Philip Hogan with William Nylander. Nylander still kicking around. And Nicholas Hedman. Miettinen, I wonder, someone go back to that season. Let me know. Did I have a chance to take Miettinen, and did I pass on him? I mean, obviously I did, but was it like really close? Like, did I take someone 109th overall or 108th? Let me know. Oh my God. He was a bit more of a shoo-in. 3rd overall pick in 2020, Stefan Schroeder. 94 overall. Is on their top pairing with Matthias Sundqvist. Second pairing is Eddie Kearns with Terrence Wakabayashi. All right. And the third pairing, Lance Combs. Good to see you again, old friend. Is with Orlando Mangoni. I'm going to say Mangoni? Mango Any. I'm going to call you Mango Any. Mango! Oh, Jesus Christ. It doesn't get any easier. Elite goaltender Sergei Tutin with a 949 save. We're fucked. Igor Dmitriev is their backup. We are so screwed. Scratch players Dennis Cholowski, Michel Theriot, and Markku Nokalainen. We are boned. My God, some of the players. They have one of the best forwards, one of the best defenders, and one of the best goaltenders, if not the best goaltender. Not named Stephen Quirk, mind you. This is a battle of the Titans. Who goes to the Stanley Cup final? Let's find out. First period is scoreless. Second period is not. Schnarr and Foster give the Panthers a 2-1 lead. 2 goals from terrible angles. Both outside. Well outside. We have a power play here that we can't do anything with. We do have home ice advantage. I hope we can take advantage of that. Harvey, Junior Harvey, gets us on the board. Scored on Dmitriev. Interesting. Oh my God, it might just be a 1-game injury, but maybe not. 5 minutes to go. Can we please tie this up? Pretty, please? Please? No, we can't. Okay, well, shit. All right, so Harvey gets the lone goal. I'm a little bit concerned, though, because, I mean, Stephen Quirk was the first star of the game, but Igor Dmitriev made 20 saves. So that is what's very concerning, is that they lost their starting goaltender, and we still weren't really able to put points on the board. The question is, and I have to go look, is there starting... No, he's not injured. If they still have a 96 rated goaltending category, he's not injured. He was out for that 1 game. All right, this isn't going to be easy then, is it? Game 2. Game 2 on home ice. Couldn't hold that burp off either. I tried. We're on home ice. They've already won a game on the road, which really sucks. But we have to win this one. We can't fall down 0-2 in this series. First period, that's a good start. Yuri Khudobin with the opening goal. Second period, Wojcicka makes it 2-0. But we've seen this story play out so many times. 1 goal in each of the first 2 periods. They come back and win it 3-2. But thankfully, Kim Weeding makes it 3. That should be more than enough. I'm sorry. Have faith in Quirk. And if you didn't before, have faith now. 4-0 on the board. Yuri Khudobin. Tootin', who are you? You're no Stephen Quirk. Although, I kind of jinxed you. Oh, shit, no. Please, God, no. Please, no. Again, 2 goals from horrific angles. Quirk is yet to be beaten from a good angle. Apparently just shoot from the worst spot possible, and that's the way to beat him. But regardless, they didn't beat him here in this game. Kim Weeding is your first star with 3 points. It's a 4-2 victory in Game 2. We are on the board, and we hand the Panthers just their 2nd loss this postseason. We'll just keep going, man. Game 3. Let's go. The longest video of Rebuilding Hockeytown, I have no doubt. Yeah, definitely would be the longest video of Rebuilding Hockeytown. This is Draft to Glory. Man, see what I mean about having 3 different series going on at the same time? You mix up names, you mix up teams. I'm thirsty. It's hot in here. But damn it, we're in the playoffs. Arnold Palmer. Let's go. Game 3. No more dumb mistakes. First period is scoreless. Second period is not. It is Nolan Patrick with the opening goal of this game. We are up 1-0 as we head into the third. Stephen Quirk, I believe in you, and I believe in you even more now, although that's not great. Khudobin scores, but Miettinen gets it right back 39 seconds later. We are halfway through this third period, and oh shit. You remember what I talked about in the last game about them with the come-from-behind victory? I have a feeling that's going to happen here again. We are going to have to wait until overtime to find out. We're not going to have to wait for long. Place your bets. Don't blink. It could end early or not. We at least made it 5 minutes in. We have 44 shots, and damn it, there it is. Tootin steals the game with 40 42 saves. Almost said 41. And the Panthers bounce back. Sergei Tutin steals that game for the Panthers. We blow the 2-0 lead and lose 3-2 in overtime. I thought that's what was going to happen in Game 2. I was off by a game. That's how Game 3 ends up going. All right, Game 4. We'll keep the lineup the same. We're just going to go until our season comes to a close. Let's do this. Game 4. First period is scoreless. Second period is not. It's a goal apiece. Foster and Zontag. Third period, will we tie this series up? And that does not help. An early power play goal for Connor, but my God, oh, come on. I can't even be excited about Junior Harvey's goal. It didn't stand for too long. We are down 3-2. Will it be a 3-1 series lead for the Panthers, or will we tie this up at 2 apiece? We have a power play that we can't do anything with, but it didn't matter. It's Chorney. We're tied at 3. Next goal wins, and we are going to have to wait until overtime. Oh, my God. Again, it'll either be a tie series or a commanding 3-1 series lead for Florida. Let's go. 7 Peacock of all people, of all peacocks to get the goal. He's the one. 4-3 final in Game 4. And the Caps are still alive. My God. We are still alive in this series. 2 straight overtime games. It is now a best of 3. We have home ice advantage. Can we make the most of it? Let's find out. Game 5. Again, a battle of the Titans here. Can we get the better of them? Can we get a lead for the first time in this series? First period didn't go our way. Haynes with the opening goal. Second period certainly went our way. Miettinen made it 2-0, but then Winquist, Vitale, and Harvey. Junior Harvey. My God, he's like, oh, Svechnikov. I don't think so. I'm the MVP of this postseason. Although I think you could already hand the Conn Smythe the Quirk. We're up 3-2 as we start the third period. Early power play for Florida. I need to take a swig of Arnold Palmer. Thankfully, nothing happened. We're holding on. Halfway through the third period. Stephen Quirk, I believe in you. I love you. Please hold on. Power play. We can't do anything with it, but can we kill the time? Yes, we can. Holy shit. A 3-2 victory in Game 5. And the Washington Capitals are 1 win away from making it back to the Stanley Cup final. Junior Harvey, a 3-point night, involved in all 3 goals, and we are 1 win away. Let's go. Game 6. Here we go. I cannot wait. First period. Yes, Andrei Svechnikov with 2 goals. My God. Let's go. 20 minutes down, 40 to go. Second period is scoreless. The Caps are 20 minutes away from returning to the Stanley Cup final. Power play is killed off. They have another one, though. That's killed off, too. We're halfway through the third period. Stephen Quirk, shut the door. We are going back to the Stanley Cup final. Rudy Yell with the empty netter to seal it. 3-0. 38 save shutout victory for the Caps in Game 6. Take your elite defenseman, take your elite goalie, take your first line forward, and stick it. We're moving on. I told you it might be a special year with the roster turnover, and it damn well is, and we will play the Calgary Flames in the Stanley Cup final in the next episode.